So today there's a bunch of enemies to blow up, but we don't really know where they are because there's this fog of war here, so we just drop bombs willy-nilly and hopefully we find one. And hey, we did find one, so we blow him up, get a little bit of money. Although, ooh, we did find another one. But we're out of bombs, without getting them all, which is unfortunate, but it does work towards leveling up the map that we were just blowing up there. And because we blew up 2 enemies, we get $200. So we can spend a little bit of that on research, like conscripts, for $10 per second. And then in no time at all, we can level it up again for 20 per second. Might as well go and conquer a little bit more of the map. Not sure we'll be able to find any this time. There's one. But we could also use some more bombs, so thankfully there's an upgrade for that. And then a little more per second. So now we have 5 bombs to send. And oh, we found one on the first one. That's a good start. Didn't find any there, none there. We're already not gonna get all of them, but we still got one. Might as well go again. And then just go corner to corner like this. That was terrible. How about right there? Also nothing. Well, we have $1,000 now, so we can buy the other bomb. So that's maxed out, and then a little more money per second. And if we blow up 2 more enemies, then we level up the map, but we have to find them first. There's one, and there's another one. 2 more enemies, level up. 5% more money per second. And we also have access to another node here, which is revealing nearby tiles on hit. But there's only one of those. Well, that'll do well enough for us. And then we reveal all the enemies there, but sadly we can't hit them, but we reveal all of them. They were right next to each other. Targets destroyed. Getting all of them levels up the map way faster. We might as well go again. Go right in the middle there, see you. And now we don't see anyone, but we have a couple of bombs on the side, so right there, and we only have one left. Is he here? Oh no, he was right there. But we leveled up the map again, so now that's 10% more per second. And we have 4,000 right now, which is just enough to unlock No Man's Land. And +3 max paper, a one-time bonus. Okay, not used to buy upgrades in the prestige tree. That's what that is. I was about to ask what that was. But now we have a new map, No Man's Land, which is a little larger, but there's also a tank there. Not sure if that's gonna be a little more difficult to destroy, but at least there's a couple of enemies there. Oh, found that one. And then there's the tank, but we're out of bombs. So let's just go again. Is the tank gonna require 2 hits? Ooh, enemies right next to each other is a good start, but not seeing a whole lot here. At least we got 3 enemies that time, which is enough to level up the map. 10% per second. And now we can increase the blast area by 2 cells. That's gonna be helpful. And then extra 20 per second. Ooh, and 3% chance to spawn paper things. Not really sure what these are, but we can do a little more there, so we're earning 100 per second, which easily gets us enough to level this up some more. Just need 1 more level, and then that's $100 per second just from this little node. But now that our explosions are bigger, we can have more effect in No Man's Land, like there. And what is this? Oh, that's where the paper thing was. Very good. Although the explosion sizes are not really convenient, but we actually did get all the enemies that time. Awesome. Get some, okay, the achievement calls it intel, so that's good to know. But if we go again, oh, there's another one. All right, might as well do it. And oh, those didn't hit? Well, at least we can hit the enemy and that at the same time. And then is there anyone here? Yes, there is. But that's all there was. Another level up is always good. But now we have 10,000. Which is close to getting the prestige here. Just need a little bit more money. And might as well get a few more of these if we can. Ooh, there's the intel. Just gotta keep peppering through. There it is. And we still got all the enemies. Very good. So that's about all the prestige that we can carry. And it does cost 32,000 to unlock the next map. So we might as well just prestige now when we can. All progress, war bonds, and skills are reset. That's fine. Because now we get to double our income here with 1 prestige point there. And then another one here, 300 per kill. Plus 1 enemy, it's a cluster duck. Oh, keep these after prestiging. I didn't realize we didn't. So let's make sure we have that. So that's those points prestiged. And then we go back to the prairie like we were doing. And then we just blow up enough enemies to actually afford things. Although it's still pretty hard to do when we only have so many bombs. But there's an enemy there, and there's another one. So now we can get more bombs, twice. And then reveal nearby tiles on hit. Whoa, and there's 3 enemies next to each other. And we still have 3 more bombs to go through, wow. And of course, the last guy is way off in the corner. Do you mind being closer so I can hit you better? And then 1 more. Eeny, meeny, miny, this one. Oh no. Well, at least there's more per second here until that's almost maxed out. And then 3 more enemies gets us to level 2 yet again. So now there's no man's land. And then more blast area, which is sad this is only one upgrade. I would definitely like more of those. Well, at least we can have a much bigger effect in no man's land, taking out multiple enemies at once. Ooh, very good there. And then reveal a little more here. That's all of them. Wow. Kind of surprised we haven't seen a tank in a while, but there's some intel, so at least we can reveal some things there, and then maybe over here, still no intel. There it is. So we're getting everything. Very nice. So we could just place a few times. Oh, there's 2 intels. And there's one of them, and there's also a tank somewhere. There it is. So does it take, okay, it does take 2 hits, but we still get it. And then one more area. Let's go here. Bullseye, earning 2,000, taking everybody out. I love it. But the next prestige is 64,000. Goodness. And we're all done with intels until we get this. So we don't need to buy any more levels there, but we could definitely use some more levels here. And then just keep going in the expensive areas. And by expensive, I mean they pay more. Until we level up the map a few times. So now we can buy Stony Fields, which also gives us more max intel. Oh, that's what we need. Increase blast area by 2 cells. We can almost afford that. Now we can afford it. And now's a good time to have more chance to spawn this. So Stony Fields is here, which is quite a bit bigger, but at least the bombs do more. So it hits the tank once there, and then we hit it again and get intel, and then go in a few more areas. We're taking out so many more enemies, and we kept the bomb. Not that we can really, use it for the next run, but that's enough to level up the Stony Fields once for 15% more every second. So we can earn almost 1,000 a second. But we can also get more. There's a prestige there. Next thing is, 256. Definitely can't afford that anytime soon. But we also have the maximum intel that we can carry, so might as well prestige. And then we can get more enemies available. 50% chance to reveal enemy on kill. I like that idea. And 3 times more money per tank kill. I like that idea, which is only once. But we can also get more bombs up here, which unlocks a few more. And then 1 more to more money per kill, which also had infinite upgrades. Not sure how many we want to put into there. But now we start with 5 bombs, and there's 5 enemies total, which we're already doing great. And that revealed an enemy, even though we ran out of bombs. So there's an enemy there. No reveal, sadly. But just 1 enemy is giving us 360 monies. Way more than before. Pretty soon we could probably get enough to cover this whole beginner area with bombs, which would be insane. But thankfully it is very easy to get back to where we were before, kind of. At least we get more bombs. Ooh, hello, all of you. And it revealed all of them. So all those enemies are taken out onto no man's land. So that chance to reveal is definitely gonna be more efficient here. Oh, it reveals the intel too. That's handy. And there's just more enemies that get revealed. I love it. Until we can't kill them all. But we can increase the blast area and then max this out. Yes, we can. So we can start on the next one. So, ooh, hello, bunch of enemies already. It is becoming so much easier to take out all the enemies in an area. We also don't have to wait very long before we can unlock the next area already, which is amazing. And increase more blast area. So already onto Stony Fields, and there's a bunch of enemies here. Hello. So if we kill 2 enemies, that should be more chance of revealing things, right? Well, that seems to work because it revealed all of them. Oh, this has 3 tanks. I'm not sure we'll be able to take it out. Well, we can take out 1, and oh, we are finding more of them, which is good. So we actually can take out all the enemies still, even with 3 tanks. That's awesome. And just immediately give it another level, so we can start getting 40 per second from this upgrade. And then more from the lower tier one. But a wasted bomb is kind of a tragedy. At least we can take out 3 things at once, so that makes up for it. And then wherever that tank is, oh, it's over there. Well, at least we're still getting the most out of the intel and revealing all the enemies still, so that's the most money we can make. So now we can get 10% more income, earning 1,200 per second, and putting so many levels into Stony Fields. Just 1 more enemy here. Where's it gonna be? Not there. Oh well, more level ups. And $7,000. Killing those tanks is so profitable. But we're only halfway to this, and somehow the prestige is closer without getting a new map, so that's kind of upsetting. We're also kind of limited on the upgrades still so far, but it's going okay. And we can still dedicate all the bombs we can to the tanks because they pay way more than the soldiers. So now we just need 1 more piece of intel, which of course we didn't get this time. But now there's 2 of them, even though we can only take 1. So that's great, at least it's there. and we can still get all the enemies. And now we have enough to prestige. For the third time, increasing the blast area by 2 cells. I do like doing this as soon as possible, but we need 9 to do this? That is crazy. At least we can get 5 extra per second when all targets are destroyed. So now with the blast area increased by 2, we can still just reveal everything. So there's all the enemies taken out, which should add 5 per second, but we have 10 per second. So I guess it works that way. And we honestly just need to wait a little bit before we can reveal nearby tiles on hit, although we're kind of already doing that. But it is also counting from where the explosions happen, so that's revealing so much of the map already. Look at all those guys stacked right there. My goodness. So we can just reveal the entirety of this peaceful prairie. Not very peaceful now, is it though? Oh well, more blast area, so that's a much bigger explosion. I feel like we're gonna be dropping nukes by the end of this. I sure hope so, because we drop here and that reveals kind of an interesting shape, honestly. It's very diagonal, but at least we can hit everybody with a lot of bombs to spare. So we drop here, hit all of those, which sadly is not the optimal pattern to hit all of them at once, but it does well enough. And there's some more chance to spawn those. Surprised we haven't gotten any yet, actually. Ah well, just keep revealing the enemies. We start with 7 bombs and we're still able to do this with just 4 of them and hit so many things. Can't really hit that though, so that's unfortunate. Still 4 bombs though. So now we're on to Stony Fields, very good. The next prestige is 384,000, so we are gonna see the next map before then, which is good. And it does take almost all of the bombs to get through this area, at least sometimes. Ooh, hit the tank right away, that's good. But the new area still costs 256,000, so we're a little bit away from that. At least we have even more blast area, so that should fill in the gaps. So if we drop it right here in the middle, that's revealing so much area. No one can get away, it's amazing. Just absolutely annihilating everything. And there's a tank, and the money per second is going up every time, so we're at 2,000 per second. Absolutely need more income. And max this out too, so that's about as much as we can get without maxing this out and getting the new area. So at least we can do enough here for that. And the field just leveled up twice there. That's amazing. And we get the jungle map. Yes. Some more max intel, which means that we can get that one that's like stuck at needing 9 of these, but we have a nice amount right now. Oh yes, and we can increase blast area and get more bombs pretty quickly too. Absolutely. All right, jungle. Okay, you're pretty sizable though, but thankfully we can reveal a whole bunch and damage the tank there, which is good. And see the other one here, which is also good. Reveal even more, get that one. 3 tanks. This is gonna be a lucrative mission here. And then there's 2 more enemies. There's one there, and the last one is revealed. Perfect. Still gain all of them, plus 2 more intel off of that mission. And the map is leveled up for 20% more per second. So more chance to spawn this in case it misses it. And oh yes, starting with 2 enemies blown up right away, very good. There's the intel, and these bombs can reach out so far. We're doing amazingly. So now we just need to collect enough to prestige in order to use all this intel. Well, we can get some liquid courage, which gives 80 per second, and then a couple more of those, and then just one of these for 500 more per kill. Dog tag collector, what is this, battlefield? It honestly feels kind of rude that we can just destroy so much with a single bomb, but I know we can do more. And just like that, we can prestige, which we need to because the next area costs millions. But we can get oil reserves, which doubles our money income. And that's about all we can afford. Oh, research tree progress kept after prestige, that would help. And map levels kept after prestiging, so many good things. But we kind of need them first. At least we have some starting money income. So already getting this pretty far up there. And more of those, all the same. That one's maxed out already. We can just wait here and get no man's land. That's crazy. So with just 2 areas, our maximum is 9 here, and we don't even have to visit the battlefield anymore to get these. I can just sit here and collect the money. But now we kind of do need to visit somewhere, so let's get no man's land and just bombard so many things. The tank is there already. That's everybody, giving us 3,000, almost 4,000. Stony Fields unlocked, more blast area. So more income there once and then twice. And then the steel rations is maxed out. Don't you just love it when you can break cinder blocks with the bread? And we're still getting all the intel. I kinda wanna take our bombs as they are now to the peaceful prairie. We gotta do so much here, just reveal almost the entire area with one go. And that's everybody. And now recon here is maxed out. So we just gotta keep blowing stuff up now until we get back to the jungle. Thankfully, that's very easy. And I guess we just keep the maximum that we got from getting to here. But now there's another bomb and increased blast area. Now I wanna see how the first area is. Just click here and reveal everything. Goodness, that was just 2 bombs. And now more per kill. This is 1.6 million, so not quite to Tundra costs yet. But we also gotta be doing way more to afford that. And now we sadly can't blow up the last tank, but we're still earning enough to buy a lot of these upgrades. Until we just lucratively buy more of this. And just keep destroying soldiers. Oh, so many right there lined up. So just a little more, we get 1 million. So one more mission of this, I feel like, is going to give us enough to prestige. That might be wishful thinking. At least we can finish it. Actually, maybe that wasn't wishful thinking at all. We're making so much money here. Almost there, and there it is. So we have 9 more prestige points that we can go into any of these. Research tree progress kept. Oh, more bomb damage. That could take out a tank. Hold on, we need map levels kept after prestiging. And then this doesn't really apply here because our maximum isn't that high, but we can still afford more bomb damage. Oh, blood diamonds. What even are those? So do we keep the map now? Oh, we do. We have access to the jungle already. And we're making so much money already too. So now we will buy the Tundra before the next prestige. Good to know. And we keep the map levels, yes. And oh, the mortars. Whoa, oh, they actually are mortars, wow. Just blow up a tank right away, why don't ya? That is amazing. And it looks so good too. So let's just keep putting more levels into this high level area and get right in the middle of those, get all of them. And then one more. Oh, we just survived. But we have 1.5 million already. I didn't realize we were making that much. Just a small amount of waiting more and we can buy the Tundra. That is insane. And get more bombs. Unlocked a swamp next, 16 million. But let's see what the Tundra is like. So we blow up here, reveal a lot there, but not enough. And then 2 more down here. There's a lot more enemies, but we're still able to get them all, which awards us 100,000. And there's another level there, 25% per second more. But thankfully, we are able to just obliterate everything. But there's only one guy left and I don't know where he is. Hey, there he is, we got him. Oh, but we didn't get the prestige intel. Well, at least we're getting millions easy. So we can work on maxing this out. Oh, just 1 level away. And we actually could afford the prestige, but let's get all the prestige points we can first and get more bombs in the meantime. And now the last guy is, oh, we got him, good. 2 prestige points there, very nice. So now I kind of see the benefit of getting more of the levels that give them a chance to show up because you can get more than 1 per level. Although we're only getting 1 here, but at least there's 3 tanks. That's gonna be worth quite a bit of money. 167,000. Oh, global presence. 1% income per map level. So that can really add up, especially because we're keeping the levels. Just need a little more money though. There it is. Ooh, good, 3 prestige points here. That should be enough to get to our maximum. And completely missed a tank there. We don't talk about it, we just get the next one. And then 1 more enemy, bullseye. So 12 prestige points, might as well, oh, we actually can do both. I was hoping to buy some upgrades, like as many as we can, and then prestige. But keeping this to have an extra bomb would definitely be good. And we are earning a lot of money per second, so we can get this and then quickly stay on the prestige threshold. But now it's a little slow going. So let's just prestige. But we need 18 now to double the income? Well, I guess now we can get this since the map levels are keeping. Oh, but extra per 5 map levels sounds like a better idea. Plus 1 level for all maps. These infinite level things do not sound like a fun time. But at least we can get 1 more bomb and then more enemies. And then do we keep our prestige points? We do. Well, if we have extras, might as well put it into more money per kill. So now we go right back where we were in the Tundra, with a lot of enemies to go through now. Goodness. I feel like if we went back to the starter area, it might be completely full of enemies. Just every grid space is enemies. Maybe it is. Let's check it out. So we drop a willy old bomb right there. Most of the map is enemies. Look at all those bodies. And the prestige has really good chances of showing up here too. So it's pretty easy to farm the prestige points here actually. Especially with the high chances of showing up like they are, we can almost clear the entire map with one bomb. We honestly could if they all stack right. Just need that good RNG. And it was almost there, but it's not quite there. So now we're already maxed out on prestige, and we can prestige again already, which we kinda need to. So that was easy. And then sure, more of this. I was hoping that would branch out more, but I guess not. There is more of this, which now it branches out. Ooh, chance to not use a bomb? I'm sorry, 1,000% more per tank kill? I need it. And sure, we can get this once. And then +1 level for all maps. Might as well, cause that's looking good. I'm surprised the Peaceful Prairie leveled up so fast. So clearing an entire map with 4 tanks gives us 653,000. That is so much. We can already prestige again. We don't even have all the materials for it. But at least we can get more per second here, 160 each time. Might as well go back to Peaceful Prairie and start farming some prestige, which thankfully there's a lot of it to get. And then just bomb the whole way. Ooh, lucky coin. So we didn't use a bomb. And if we just go from row down like this, and we can hit every single tile. Is this bullying? This is starting to feel like bullying. But you know what? It gives me prestige points, and the lucky coin kicks in, which is good. So now we have all the prestige points we can carry, which we're honestly not too far away from buying the next map. Let's go back to the Tundra, because that gives us a lot. And oh yes, double reveal on kill. I love it. So we get everybody, and then our money is at 14 million, but it's going up there. And there we're at the money to buy the swamp. And the next map costs 131 million. Yikes. But at least this one is only 4 million. Let's check out the swamp once. And yeah, that's a much bigger area, and we're already using the lucky coin. And these tanks are a lot stronger. These new tanks, I thought they were the old tanks in new skin, but I guess not. So it's a good thing we have such good probability on the lucky coin, so we can still get everybody. Oh, there's more intel. Forgot about that, and now there's one missing that we didn't get. But we're maxed out on intel anyway, so... Oh, actually we're not, because we just got a new maximum. Forgot about that. But leveling up this place gets us 30% more per second. So let's just go through some more of this. 762,000 from this place? How good are those secondary tanks? Well, I'm not sure, but we're at the new maximum there. And let's buy this C4 once. Maybe twice. We can buy a few before losing the ability to prestige, but we get it back pretty quickly. So 15 is not quite the 18 that we need, but we can max out the lucky coin, which also gives us a lot of this. Might as well max out here, and then hold on to the rest of them, I think. And the cost for prestiging honestly isn't going up that high. But we have more blast area, so how do the Peaceful Prairies fare here? Just hit it and bam! Everything in one bomb! That is awesome! Let's see that in the swamp. Drop it right here, and oh yes, that's such a good area. It's not all inclusive, but we can hit pretty high and low with it. Although the spacings on the rest of these guys are still kinda weird, but we can get everybody, thankfully. And we have enough to prestige with to get that one thing, so honestly, we might as well do that now. And that one thing is the more per tank kill, which is once. But now we need the new map to get the new maximum of prestige, which is still quite a bit of money away, but we can get these upgrades a lot sooner. And the swamp gives us, I forget how much, 30%. So we can get this pretty far up there in terms of how much we're making per second. So to get here, we need to make sure that all of the extra monies per second are maxed out. So at least we don't have to wait too long to get all the matches. And then we start working on all the foraging, while blowing stuff up in the meantime. We have so many bombs we can just spam it like crazy. Doesn't necessarily get everything, but there is an achievement for it. And there is more upgrades for the intel to spawn, so might as well get those. I feel like there is a good spacing here that we can do to guarantee we get everybody, which is almost that. And we do get 500,000 every time we do this level and get everybody, so it's always worth doing to be able to afford more upgrades like this. We're almost at 500,000 per second. And sometimes we do earn 1 million in a level. But once we get all the intel, it's just gonna be better to prestige. So we can max out the gold standard to keep, I guess, 20% of the money after prestiging, so that's gonna be helpful. But then the only ones left are the infinite upgrade ones. And because the levels for the maps give us more passive income, we're gonna go ahead and do this. So that really gives a boost to all of our levels. So, one more level to foraging, and yeah, more chance for the intel to spawn. I almost want to go back to the first level and just drop an entire 2 bombs just to collect intel. But I almost wonder if that would be better on the no man's land. Since it is larger, I'm kind of hoping we can get 3 to spawn. And it also helps level up the map. So now our foraging is at level 8, and then we pay a nice price to get it to level 9. And then we can max out the submarine, and now the foraging's maxed out, which is just shy of 1 million per second. But just one more completion of a map, and there it is. And that makes it easy to see how long we need to wait to get to the next level, the Bamboo Plateau. Now we get to really skadoosh. And our maximum is up where we need it to be for that 1 prestige. So how big is the plateau? Pretty sizable with 4 of those green tanks, goodness. Well, at least 3 of them are right next to each other. But where's the rest? There's 1, and we're still getting the lucky coin, but oh boy. There's a lot of spaces it could be. Let's try over here. Oh, there it is. No, it didn't line up. Oh, lucky coin. Oh, lucky coin really saving my bacon. So now we can go in with 18 pieces of intel to the prestige and get some blood diamonds, doubling the income. That's gonna be huge. And there's more blast area increases. So now when we go again, our income is at 2.5 million. And it's just one upgrade to get 1,000 more per kill. And there's a golden goose. But the next level costs 1 billion. Well, at least we can get more per second, up to 3 million now. And we really need to get this Bamboo Plateau leveled up, because that's a 35% per second increase. So now if we go in with 18 prestige, and maybe just buy the golden goose once, and we actually almost have enough to buy the graveyard after a few bombing runs. But we still need more money per second. And these researches here are gonna help, plus 2 bombs and increased blast area by 4 cells. Ooh, and there's missiles. Don't mind if I do. That can take out the green tanks. And we can earn money for each bomb dropped. Oh, that's so good. So now we're able to drop missiles. Look at that, boom. And then there is a green tank on this map. Not sure where it is though. There it is. Taken out in one go. And we earn 8 million per mission there. And we're getting a lot more intel per map too. So we can almost max out the gloves. And now we can, with a nice amount of millions per second. And then we honestly don't have to wait too long to be able to afford the graveyard. Like right there, we can afford it. So we get a maximum of 21 intel. And there's the next area, 8 billion. Oh, but more blast area increase. And cheese, grave cheese. And this area is just huge. Probably need to be a little more calculating about where we drop the bombs, as we're committing war crimes here. Are graveyards protected? I feel like they would be. But either way, there's the maximum again. And it actually doesn't cost too much to increase the blast area once and twice. So that's 4 more cells. And I might as well prestige, because we have a lot of intel here. And this would take all of it, doubles the intel gained. I don't think that'd be so bad, but let's make it rain. 25 extra per second for each bomb dropped. Oh, and these go backwards, weird. But we can earn 1,000% more per kill as we're working on getting the graveyard leveled up. But that is such a huge area. Now we're back to 1 billion, which should give us a few levels here. 1% income per skill level. Is that like all of these? I feel like this gotta be talking about all of them, right? Well, there's only 1 level for it, so I might as well get it. Whoa. That just put our passive income from 9 million per second to 21, so it is all of these. Awesome. And we can still get more grave cheese. And then 1 and 2 more cheeses to get it halfway. And then with 21 intel, we can go ahead and make sure the research skills cost 10% less. And again, which should help unlocking the next area. Now it's only 6 billion. Only 6 billion. Well, at least we only have to entertain ourselves for a little bit to unlock the desert. With a maximum of 24, it's not quite enough for that one thing. But it's kind of funny how the levels end up in kind of the same spot by the time we get to the next area. And have an even wider area to cover. But at least it still gives us all the prestige we need. So it's 1 upgrade here for more blast area, and we might as well max it out. And then take all this prestige to see what we can get, which is more of the chances to spawn and 100% per second for every 25 map levels. I like the idea. And then plus 10 levels for all maps. This one isn't infinite, sadly, but it's still worth investing in. And then I guess put the last 2 here. So for more income per 25 map levels, we should probably make sure each of these are level 25 at least. Which thankfully, No Man's Land is very easy to cover. Just 2 clicks, but level 25. And then get some more 25-60 extra per second. And more chance to spawn, sure. So now the Stony Fields get another visit, unfortunately for them. So we're level 25 there. Another level here. And I just saw the next area costs 53 billion? Goodness, more cheese. So now all of them are level 25 at least, except for the desert. But the swamp is also 3 levels away from level 50, so we might as well do that. So level 50 in the swamp, which is kind of surprising, honestly. But here, more money per second there, almost at 100 million per second. And there it is with 1 more cheese. And now the desert is level 25, with 45% extra money per second from this map. Oh, it's actually level 26. Very nice. And I guess because of that, 53 billion isn't too far away because they're already at 32 billion. And I kinda don't want to spend any more of it. I guess we can max out this one. So after a little bit of waiting, we can get the Snowy Woods. So now our maximum is 27 for that one thing. And we can increase blast area by even more. And the Arctic area has 429 billion cost. Oh boy. Well, might as well see how big this is, which it is massive. It's a good thing we have reveals on kills. Oh, there's another tank, which takes 2 missiles to take down. Goodness. But we still get everybody with almost 1 billion from this level and a 50% money increase bonus. And this is 5,000 per second here, but I'm not sure I like the picture of pants on a skill that says code brown. But we can buy it once and then prestige, so we can get doubling our income. Ooh, and a uranium mine? Oh, this is on the way to Nukes, isn't it? Passive rate at 271 million. Man, so many of these extra leveled up tanks. They gotta be worth so much money. It does help us get 1 billion per mission reliably, although realistically, it's not really worth waiting to get to this one now. So might as well put all the money we can into this code brown upgrade, and then just work our way down the line backwards with as much money as we have, so at least the cheese is maxed out, and I guess a little more chance to spawn there for the intel, and then prestige again to get the uranium mines. Ooh, a battleship. Increasing blast area by 6 cells. Wow. 2% more income for each intel spent. Capital City. Unlock the enemy's capital city. We need 33 intel for that? Well, I guess we can get the battleship. Oh, nuclear bomb? How is that only 1 more damage? And how am I gonna be 1 intel short for that? Oh well, more levels for all the maps. All right, let's max out the wiretapping and then more code brown. So the blast area now is, ooh, it's actually perfectly rounded. I like that way more. And now the Snowy Woods is level 25. So we actually are earning 1.3 billion per second. And we're actually very close to this, but I really want the prestige, but we do need more intel. But here, let's boost the code brown as much as we can, which isn't quite maxed out, but the cold canteens can almost get there. And then let's prestige, so we can get nuclear bombs, yes! And there's a gravedigger upgrade for 16,000 per kill, and that's infinite. But also a money tree is gonna help, and we actually can put money into this, so sure. 3.25 billion per second. So now we just gotta bombard things until we get to the Arctic. Okay, I literally stepped away for like 5 minutes, and we're at 1.4 trillion? Wow. Hello, Arctic. So next is the Zen Garden, which costs 3 trillion, but we still have 1 trillion. Oh boy. Might as well start putting levels into the 10,000 per second, being very careful not to exhaust all the money, but also unlocking and maxing out all the things at the same time. So now we can go to the Arctic and look at these nukes that we have. Oh my gosh. I really wish their explosion was bigger though. But we also have so many bombs that we can kind of just carpet bomb the nukes. Smallest nukes I ever seen. But at least the nukes can take out the big tanks in one go. And then there's always this one guy that's just hiding in the corner, trying to get away from everything. There's a nuke for you. And we quickly get to the maximum intel there. Still 2 trillion away from this though. And I'm not sure our upgrades can really get us there. At least not right now. Or maybe they can. At least we have the maximum code brown, so we don't have to think about that again. And then is there anything we can get with 30 prestige? There is extra income per intel spent, which is once. Ooh, just infinite income upgrades? Well, let's definitely get 10 levels for all the maps here. And you know what? Sure, let's just put 2 upgrades into this. And then we just work on getting even more money by destroying everything and making sure we get intel. And I guess 20 billion is better than I thought because we are at the very cusp of affording the Zen Garden. And there it is. Oh, and there's the ultimate upgrade, Victory, for 200 trillion? Well, we have some work to do, I guess. Just blowing up all the Zen Garden. And then there's a tank left somewhere. There it is. Always in the corner. But now we have 33 out of 33 intel. So when we prestige, we can afford the enemy capital city. So yes. And there's more upgrades past that? Well, let's see how this capital city is. With a lot of the big tanks. And oh, some actual cities. Not bombing the wilderness anymore. So this should be quite the money pool if we can get everybody taken out. And sure enough it is, 117 billion here. And that's a 65% per second each level. But we have a long way to go if we're gonna get that trillions in a decent amount of time. At least we can do this to get more intel and then use the 33 maximum for other things. And then the time it takes to get all of our intel again. We get 6.7 trillion, which I guess can go towards extra 20,000 per second. This is such a small amount now, which we can get 1,000 more per second for every 100 map levels. So I don't think that means every map that's level 100. We can buy this and then keep 80% after prestiging. And then 40,000 per second, which the rest of these are infinite upgrades. So are we at the point where percentage is better than just flat amount? Well, I guess if we need 100 map levels, we can put all that towards plus 5 levels for all maps. And we can do that 5 times. So that's 25 more levels for all the maps, which we do get some nice levels here. But I feel like we're just gonna be in a vicious cycle until we get to the trillions. So we have 13 trillion when we prestige this time, which the prestiges are also getting more expensive. And I guess we can get the rest of this war hero one for plus 10 levels for all maps. And then the rest can go towards 6% more income until we get to here, so 16,000 more per kill. Seems like a kind of small amount, but we're at 105 billion per second, and we have one city, or I guess one place over level 100. The rest are kind of a ways away, except for the prairie. We can just drop a nuke on the prairie and destroy every single tile. This might be the best way to farm intel still, depending on how many there is. In any case, it helps us get to level 100 here. I think we can call that good enough and then work on somewhere else, dropping like 1 or 2 nukes in no man's land. The bigger maps do give us a little more possible intel, but it's also not always guaranteed to get more. At least we get enough there. So we basically just gotta keep prestiging and upping the amount that we're making. So even more towards 6% more income, which we can do 11 times here. And that's doing good for us. 162 billion now. Rinse and repeat till we get more prestige, and then dump it all into questionable ethics, as you do. And okay, maybe the trillions isn't too far away. Literally just another 5-10 minute break, and we're at 155 trillion here. Although I do know there is an achievement for getting trillions per second. So we can do some of this and all that's maxed out. And I guess we could just keep going through the levels to make sure they're at level 100 just to maximize that effect, while also earning some easy intel. So I think that also means that we've unlocked every single piece of research here. So the only stuff left is the stuff in the prestige tree, which there is a limited upgrade here that wasn't maxed out yet, but now it is. And then maybe the flat amount is kinda better because of all the percentage increases as well, or we just go more percent. we can see how good the upgrade is dumping it all into there. So we're earning 540 billion. Okay, so I think that is better. Now we just gotta get all these places to level 100, and then we might be at 200 trillion after this prestige. But we'll just keep putting it into here because that had much greater effect. We gotta be close to getting 1 trillion per second. Oh, it's so close. One more prestige like that ought to do it. And it's there for us. We're at the 200 trillion mark, but we can still afford one more prestige, dump it all into here, and the achievement tells me we've made it, 1 trillion per second. So all that's left to do is take a Pyrrhic victory, and voila. In any war, a victory means another war, and yet another, until someday, inevitably, the tides turn and the victor is vanquished and the circle reverses itself, but remains nevertheless a circle. That was fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed Click and Conquer. Explosions are always a fun time. So thank you very much for watching. Sub to Intern.